Hello friends and family, per your request, I have decided to give you guys a makeup tutorial. I have already put on foundation, obviously, done my eyebrows, and put my primer on. Don't worry about that for right now. We are gonna get into it. Today's look is gonna be a yellow and orange look. I know some of you guys were wanting to learn something probably a little bit more basic for your daily makeup routines, but I will say, as far as lights, mediums, and dark color goes, you could use this technically for any color scheme. Yellow is just super fun, and I love my Lisa Frank palette to death, so that's what we're going with today. And let's get started. Okay, so kicking it off here, I'm gonna start building up color in the crease with this nice yellow here. So we'll just get to it. I got my little mirror here so you guys can see. A lot of people like to use dark first, blend that out with a lighter. I kind of have always done my makeup as if it were watercolors, which is, it's backwards. You don't go dark to light, you go light to dark. That's what's worked best for me. Obviously, I am not a professional makeup artist. I am a licensed cosmetologist, but not an esthetician and not, you know, I didn't go to school for makeup. I also think in videos after this, I might start doing just little history stuff because I love history. And I don't know if you guys love history. But, oh.
Could you try again?
My iPad thought I said Siri. Okay, now that we're done with that distraction. So I've got the yellow on here, right? And you take a little blendy brush. You see this? So with that, when I put the yellow on, I was going in with the brush like this, just because it gives me a little bit more control. I don't know what other people use. This is what I use. And so you're gonna go in and buff it out. And buff it out, and buff it out, and buff it out. Anyway, what I was saying is that I thought about doing like little history lessons. And I don't know if you guys like history, but I love history and I thought it'd be fun. Kind of similar to drunk history, except for I'll be sober because I don't really like drinking. And I'm just gonna keep building that color here in the crease. And you'll see it get drastically more vivid as we go on. Some people have colored primer that would make this a lot easier. I don't. I just use regular primer that I have, which is nude colored. And but white primer or colored primer that's the same color as like your whatever color scheme you're using will make it pop a little bit more. Also, you guys can let me know what kind of stories you would like to hear. If you guys are into history or if there's something else you'd like me to cover. I probably won't do murder mysteries because that's a Bailey Sarian thing. Bailey, we love you on this channel. Girl, you're killing it. Okay, we love you. And I would never jock you like that. So, this kind of looks red on camera, but it's actually orange. I'm gonna go in with this orange color right here. Get that all on the same brush I used for the yellow. And you're gonna layer it. You're gonna start layering. See, you can tell it's orange now. Right in the crease, right there. If you get a little messy with this, don't worry because this one's actually gonna be sort of a cut crease. Not as drastic. I have sort of hooded eyes, and I don't like the way that cut creases look when I do them like that. It might look good on some people. It does not look good on my face. So my crease just is where my friggin' crease is. I am also just baffled by how many of you wanted me to do this because genuinely, I never have I ever really had that big of a fan base. Fan base, you guys are my friends and family, you know what I mean? I haven't had that many people interested in my life other than making jokes on Facebook. So as you can see, swiping back and forth, blending this out, and don't worry because we're gonna add more. Who you guys like my Tupac shirt? Me and Josie got these matching because, you know, she's one of my BFFs for life. And then I'm going to go back in. I'm going to dip that back in the yellow again. And it's still got a little orange on it, so you're going to see that. And we're going to go in again and continue to buff. And this is basically, I know people get confused on like, how do you get it to look like that? Blending, blending, blending. Blending until your fingers fall off, okay? Actually, before there was this big trend of like makeup artists on YouTube, me and my friend Hannah Downey, shout out to you, sweetheart, I love you, used to watch this drag queen. Their handle was Petrolude, who did amazing eyeshadow. And I really think that I would be remiss if I didn't say that the makeup we have today is highly influenced by those drag queens because they were giving us looks. Yeah, we were watching drag queens, and for a very good reason, I think, because they're amazingly talented. And then I am gonna go in, this one is a little bit more red, but it's still orange. With this one, we're gonna go in, once again, putting that in the crease. And it's okay if you get a little messy. I keep reiterating that because it's gonna get cleaned up. And we're gonna look fire. We always look fire. This girl is on fire. I'm not gonna sing for you. You didn't come here for a concert. You came here for makeup tips. And we're blending again. And we're going back in with the yellow again. Because I like to just buffity buff, 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 buff. I would like to say, I do appreciate the people that are watching this, that when I was still like a hairdresser working at a salon, that booked me to do their makeup, because like, you guys really have a lot of faith in me. And I wanted to thank you for that. Shout out to my Auntie Deanna and my friend Rihanna. So now that I look a little bit like a clown, here's what we're going to do. I'm gonna go in with, if I can find it, I literally just had it. Why would I put it anywhere else? Oh, here it is. This is the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. How I told you that white makes what? Colors pop. We are going to go in and get this on the lid. And even if you don't have white, you can do this with concealer. And if you're gonna do it with concealer, I would say do a few dots. And because what I'm gonna do is I end up using a brush like this to make that blend this out and make that a little bit more defined. And you can do that with concealer too. And once again, I would like to reiterate my sentiment from earlier in the video that you can genuinely do this with any color, right? So what I just did, yellow, light yellow, medium orange, dark orange. You could do that with golds, browns, mauve, purple, blue, green, whatever color you want to do that with. It's the same method. It's just whatever color you want to use. So what you're going to watch me do is go in like this. And this also gives it a really good base to stick to. Because I already did prime the eyes, but now that there's like more eyeshadow there, and like I said, if it gets messy, that's why I kept saying, if this gets messy, you can blend it out. Was because I knew that I was gonna do this. And as you can see, that looks a little bit better. This isn't exactly a cut crease. I've just gone in and lightened this area enough to put the color that I want in here. Bear with me here. I always prime my eyes. You can get eye primer anywhere. I've got the Ulta Beauty Primer, which is one of my favorites, but another favorite of mine and my friend Hannah's is the NYX Proof It Waterproof, which is thinner. This is like thicker, kind of almost like a, I don't want to say clay texture, but that's the best way I could describe it. And you don't need a lot of it because it goes a long way. Now I'm going to take the shimmery yellow and apply it right here because we are going to blend that into this shimmery orange. And what I'm going to do is take another flat brush to pack it in there, to get it in there really good, especially in exactly where I want to place it. So you want to pat and not always smear. When you're blending, that's one thing, but when you are trying to get color packed in there, and it's kind of hard to tell on camera, you can kind of see this yellow. It's kind of hard to tell, but you want it to stay, and when you're smearing it around, it's not going to stay where you want it to go, which is why, here's what I'll do. See, look at this little trick right here. Oh, and go in and cut that a little more because this one on this side's a little bit more cut. And I just want it, I guess we are sort of doing not a dramatic cut crease, but a cut crease nonetheless in here. Back to what I was doing, which is packing on that yellow right here. Boom, 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 boom. And we're just packing it in real good. And if you guys were here, I guess you can kind of see it on camera. But you need to understand when you see all these people who take photos like that, right? Even before editing, the ring light drowns out a lot of what's going on our skin. So if you were to take an up close and personal photo of me, it would look, you could see the makeup. I mean, if I'm talking face to face to you, it just like, it looks like, yeah, JC's wearing makeup. But like, if you took an up close shot, you'd be like, oh, okay, like I can see the texture on this girl's face. So if you ever get discouraged, like, why doesn't my makeup look as smooth as like, you know, Nikkie Tutorial? I'm mostly a Bailey Sarian fan because I like murder mystery. But, and Michaela's amazing. She was very good at covering up, and now like her skin is super clear. But like I said, the light drowns out imperfections. So we're taking the sparkly orange, we're taking the shimmery orange, and we're gonna put it right in here. We're also gonna pat that down. And then once you get to where it meets the yellow, you can kind of start working both of those back and forth and back and forth. I'm just gonna go in and pat this on more. And like I said, you just go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And you really blend that out because harsh lines here in this blending part are my pet peeve. It's terrible. I would never tell anyone their makeup looks horrible because I believe that we all have our own way of doing art, and makeup, of course, is a form of art. But I absolutely hate when I see people do this and then there's just a line. I also am going to go back in with a little bit more yellow on a fluffier brush like this and kind of blend that out just a little bit more. And now that that's been packed on there and you know that you have the amount of product you need, now is when you can kind of go back and forth and back and forth. And then I'm going to go back in and be very, 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 very careful, but kind of just define that. So we know that we've got a little bit of a color differentiation, especially since we use that sparkly orange, that shimmery orange. And you want to be very careful to keep it away from where you just kind of like tight line that. So now we've got a pretty good go of that. And I'm going to go in underneath here and blend this out. And this is like the one instance where I will go in with the dark and then blend out with the light because I want the dark to stick more on the bottom to give that kind of blended out effect from here to there. And then we're gonna go in on this side. It's easier for me to use this mirror for this part than the one in front of me. And back in with the yellow to kind of get that. And I'm gonna use a different blending little fluffy brush here because I don't want to get the product from that one on it. So I've got a smaller blendy, and we go in and we kind of just, and you can't tell, like I said, I do have a little bit of fallout, but I'm gonna clean that up. Now, here's where we go in with a little bit, very minimal. We don't want to look like a cake monster, people. Just a little bit of concealer. And this is how I get this way cleaned up. I'm not ashamed to admit it's the most lazy thing I do, but I go in and I make sure that see the difference, and you blend that out. Of course, you don't want to just weird spot on your face. That, see how clean that looks. A lot of people, you'll notice if you view a lot of makeup tutorials, that a lot of people will do their eyeshadow first and then go in with their makeup, but I don't like to do that because it never turns out good for me. So this is the way that I do it. So we have this here, and I'm going to add eyeliner. First though, I'm going to spray on, if I can find out where I put it, because I don't mind the mess back there. It's an art mess. That is a painting I'm trying to finish, and I don't want you guys to see it yet, because what did I just do? Well, I guess we'll fix it by going like this. Okay. When I do this, and I'm just spraying my eyeshadow down with the setting spray, for me, it's kind of a little bit of a barrier between my, especially with the shimmers, and eyeliner and eyeshadow barrier, because what I've found is when I use black eyeliner with shimmers is that sometimes it transfers. I don't know what kind of liquid eyeliner you guys want to use. The one that I use is Tarteist. It's the one, it has a felt tip. I love felt tips. They work best for me. I have a million other felt tips that I don't really vibe with because the product distribution through the felt tip isn't enough, and it takes me twice as long to do my eyeliner. So I'm gonna do something that I don't recommend. If you are a little bit older or worried about having under eye bags, which is pulling this. I have, as you can see, fatty eyelids. So it will not go on smooth if I don't do this. All my esthetician friends that I went to beauty school with are gonna roll in their graves. That's okay. This is how we're doing it. This is how it's gonna go. So I pull a little bit and go. And for me, this is the easiest way to put on eyeliner. Whatever works for you guys is whatever works for you guys. Or if this is the advice you want to take, so be it. I just do this line first. We are going to do winged eyeliner today. I do this line first because instead of, I like to break things down into steps. So you do it on this side. So next step is crucial. You have to make both of these lines the same on each side. And before you freak out, if you don't get it right the first time, just know that I'm 29 years old and I've been doing my makeup since I graduated high school. Actually, a little bit before I graduated high school, but I've been doing winged eyeliner for 10 years and I still don't do it perfect every time. Okay? So chill out. It's going to be okay. So you want to make sure that both of these lines are going about the same. And see, it's already not perfect. But you can always go in and adjust it. And I put that one a little lower. Yeah, it'll work. And then, boom. Go out like that. Yeah. We're cooking with burning oil. Okay. And now you're going to connect this line to that one, baby. Scoop, boop, 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 boop. See that? See how easy that was, guys? And we're gonna connect the other side. And I want you guys to know, most people don't have identical eyes. I'm one of those people. And it's gonna be a process to see what works the best for each eye for you. Now I'm gonna curl my eyelashes. People say not to do this because you can break your eyelashes off, but as long as you're getting new pads on these, you shouldn't be, and don't press too hard. So I'm gonna go in, go like this, boop. That's all I need because I'm putting false eyelashes on. I just need these to lift a little bit. I'm gonna apply one coat of mascara. I'm not gonna teach you guys how to apply lashes today, okay? We'll do that in a different video, but I'm gonna apply lashes and I'll be right back. So while I wait for the glue to dry on these bare balls, and you can have more dramatic lashes. I don't have more dramatic lashes. I do a little bit of contour underneath my foundation, and it helps a lot when I go in with contouring with powder right now. And so I take a little fluffy brush, and I got this little palette that you can see is well used. And I get the regular powder on there, and I go in on my cheeks, and you're just gonna blend this out. And I'm fairly certain that I'm the best of the best. I piss and shit excellence, and I might be Ricky Bobby. So it's gonna look a little funny at first, but you just keep blending. And I also do go in with a regular colored powder, like my regular colored. The color of my skin that I use to look like my skin powder. Over top of this to blend it out a little bit more. And we also are gonna get the nose. So you guys are sort of getting a little bit of a contour tutorial today. Not really, but. And you're just gonna kind of get right in there too. Make sure you blend that out so you don't have a weird line. So you don't look like a weird little clown, you know? Okay. And then I go in, as promised, brush, powder, tap. You can see the motes flying around. Don't worry, guys. It's dust motes. It's not spirits. Yeah. You blend that out. Blend that out. You blend that out. You blend that out. And you kind of get decently that under eye just to set it. A lot of people go in and they do the baking technique, which we learned forever ago. When, you know, makeup artists, they bake. And that's fine. For me, I do have a little bit of under eye wrinklage, and for those of you that do, I don't recommend doing that technique. The only reason is that it's going to look really cakey and really accentuate any lines you have under here. And I don't think that's the vibe you're going for. So now that this is kind of dry, we are going to just do another little layer of mascara to blend your natural lashes to the strips. And then I also go and do a nice fair little bit under here. So I get my bottom lashes. Sorry if you guys can't see that. I am having a hard time seeing it with the way I have this mirror positioned. Yeah. So we got that definition for the lashes, and we are going to go in and put some blush on. If I can find where I put it. I thought I was all prepared for this video today. There it is. I have this blush by Mel, I don't know. And I go in here and I put my blush on here. And I want you guys to know that you can't really tell as much, like I said, with this ring light. But this is a fair amount of product. And it looks nice on the ring light. It looks not horrible, not on the ring light, just a little bit more dramatic. Do a little bit on my nose, not a lot. You don't want to look like a Sniffles commercial, but just enough to give you a little bit of cute little definition. Some people like to look like a Sniffles commercial, so no shade on you if that's you. Now we are going to do just a little bit of highlighting. And I've got this old palette from Makeup Revolution that I still use. The thing is broken off of it. Obviously you could tell which one I used the fuck out of, but this one's like a little gold color, and we're gonna do that a little bit, and then take this brush again that still has a little bit of product on it and blend it just so it doesn't look so harsh. And then you're gonna want to blend your blush a little bit. And then that's how you get that nice cheekbone sheen. Then I do a little bit right there. As you can see, just makes it pop a little bit. That same highlighter color. And I do it with my finger. Make sure your hands are clean, by the way. This is how I do my lips. We're taking like a mauve. What color is this? Whatever. It says nude pink, but it's darker than that. And going like this. You're gonna line your lips. See? Easy peasy. Same on the bottom. We've got that outlined. And you're gonna take it just a little bit into the actual lip area. Like right into there. So it's not like a harsh line. Then I'm gonna use, for this one, the NYX Shine Loud. This is supposed to be gloss that stays. So the weird thing about this is that there's a matte side, right? And you put on the matte and then you let that dry and then you put on the gloss. I'm not gonna use their gloss because guess what? They say it's transfer proof and it's fucking not. And I use my own gloss anyway. But I like the color of this, so I'm going to use the matte side. And I'm gonna go in, put that on there. And before this dries, I have a Maybelline Stained Glass Lip Gloss from Wet n Wild. I love this. Here's the thing. It's not one I would use for my whole lip because it is kind of thin, but it's almost like a red color. And I go in just to add a little bit of dimension and put it right here. And you tap. And it makes your lips pop just a little bit. So we've got a good lip base here. And what I do next is I have Too Faced Lip Plumper. It's called Lip Injection. And it makes your lips look a little plumpier and juicier. And we add that. Okay. All glossy. One last thing, a little bit more setting spray. Okay, I'm gonna do my hair. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna do a big reveal of how this looks with my actual hair down instead of me looking like a scrub, because we don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from us. You know what I mean? Okay, guys, so final look. What are we thinking? Do we love it? Do we hate it? Even if you do, please don't say that. I will cry. Anyway, I guess subscribe to my channel, and I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching my makeup tutorial.